the nobles of Mr. Shrine, now called Shriners International, use this title for their officers. So their officers are called nobles. So what the Europeans have done is stolen your birthright, because this noble title belongs to you by birthright. Is a noble an officer in the shrine, or it is a noble a Moor of high rank or birth? Those belonging to an hereditary class with high social or political status, distinguished by high birth or rank. Congress may not grant titles of nobility. Well, most members of Congress are Europeans. So because we got to put that in context. Why? Because we don't want to just dismiss that. Most members of Congress are Europeans. And the title of nobility belongs to us by birthright. Noble titles are conferred by descent or by royal decree. Highest ranks of ranks of society. That's one. Hereditary titles. Now, in the book called Ancient and Modern Britain by I'll do the J. Bodger's book. J. Bodger's book. Ancient and Modern Britain. David Ritchie.
I got it.
And Nature Knows No Color Line by J. Bodger's. Chapter 6 of that book. The Negro as Moor in the coat of arms of European aristocratic families. The Negro as Moor. So we would think that these titles, dukes and duchesses and marquis, earls and counts, countesses and viscounts, barons, we would think that these are European titles of nobility. The nobility in Europe are the Moors. The nobility in Europe are the Moors. And this is when in the coat of arms you'll see Moors. You have your crest, right? And right up here, section, you have pictures of Moors, dark out of Moors, and European aristocratic families. Now, a coat of arms, a family coat of arms is a symbology of that family parentage. A lot of information there. And they let you know where their lineage lies. You also have names that are derived from Moor. Morehouse.
Morris.
All right. Morris. Moreland.
Murray.
M.U. Murray. Even this German spelling, Moore. All right, so J. Bodger's lists about over 100 names that are derived from Moor that they use as European family names. So I don't want you to, think that these are European hereditary titles of nobility. What they're betting on is that you don't know that, because of course, after all, they got control of the institutions. After all, they legislate the curriculum that steals your birthright. Right? So therefore they control the birthright, they control your mind, they control the institution, they control the symbolism, they control how they create connotated meanings to steal your birthright. Alright, move on. Keep going. Alright, just want to set the tone here to be clear that this is your land. And that you're the noble of this land and as well as yours. Alright, the Pope. Pope in the papacy. I know most of y'all think that title belongs to the Europeans, because all you see is a European male that uses that title. That's all you know. All you see is a succession of European males that use the title Pope. So therefore, because of your limited knowledge of the history of pedigree, of ancestry, etymology, so forth, you're going to draw the conclusion that the title Pope belongs to Europeans, which is logical, as far as order. the ordinary thing, information that's been presented to you. All right? Based on information that's been presented to you, you draw a logical conclusion, all right, that the title Pope belongs to your opinion. All right? So based on the limited information that's presented to you. All right? Now, you ever seen this word? Good job. TH, you'll be asking. All right? That's what the word Peter, Pope, is derived from. And the name Peter. That's the name. What chair does this man sit on? They don't call the Pope. The seat of St. Peter's. The seat of St. Peter's is the seat of Patah.
Yep.
So what I'm saying here is that organizational structure, that hierarchical structure, is what you develop. And your opinions are simply what? Took it over. See, the way they write the story is that they establish it. No different than they tell the brothers and sisters that masonry that came from the Europeans in England, 1752 or so forth. And Prince Hall got a charter from the Queen of England, and therefore they got, see, the whole key is to get you to think that authority is derived from them. That's the whole point. That they're the sovereigns and you're supported. That you can't move outside of their authority. Unless you get a charter from them, you can't wear this compass and square. Unless you are part of an organized group that got a charter from Europeans, you can't wear your apron. Unless you got a charter from Europeans, you can't wear the fans. Unless you got a charter from Europeans, you can't use the gavel. Unless you got a charter from Europeans, you can't be yourself. And this is why brothers have been coming at me saying, if you get permission from the Grand Lodge to put out the Masonic Gate, did you get permission from the Grand Lodge to put out the Masonic Gate? And they mean well. I love my brothers and sisters who are in the lodge. I really do. I love y'all. I love my Eastern Stars and brothers and sisters. Because I am not up here. I don't want to alienate my brothers and sisters who are in the lodge. I want to extend the lion's paw grip to my brothers and sisters who are classified as liberal colored black in the United States Census Bureau, all over our land, to help us raise our people up, to help us bring our people into the constitutional form of government, to help us free our people from the European captivity. I need y'all. I'll be a fool to get with y'all. I know that there's certain things that we don't know. Alright? So I'm not coming from the perspective of arguing lives. This great brother over here, talking 6 months. My strategy on connecting with more Masons and Eastern Stars who are classified as living color black throughout our land, to get them to come into the light from a birthright perspective. That's where my position lies. Not alienation. Keep the door open, my brothers and sisters. Alright, let's move right along. Alright, so that title, that seat, and also the Pope uses the cross keys of Chaldea. The cross keys of Chaldea refers to the, and here equals the double cross. Or you see that, they call it asterisk. Asterisk. All right, the double cross, we have the galactic cross. I'll show you pictures of this. And the Earth, or tropical cross, forms the double. I'm going to double cross you. Double cross. You see this? They have what they call the St. George's Cross and the St. Andrew's Cross. Forming what they call the what? The flag of Great Britain. But that's yours. That's an astronomical message. So you have this union that takes place every 13,000 years. All right? This union of the galactic claws and the tropical claws take place every 13,000 years. And in Egypt, you see statues, and I'll show you pictures of them. Karnak, with their arms crossed. And this is a ritual in masonry. Relate to this. All right, that's it. All right, I'll back up. Yes.
That symbol, this is where you get in the Bible. My rod and my staff shall come together.
My rod, 20 minutes. So
that's where that comes from.
We keep moving, Todd. 20 minutes. The impure divan, the empirical origin, the Moorish origin of the impure divan. The Shriners, ancient or Arabic order, the Nobles Mr. Shrine, now Shriners International, use this as their organizational structure. But that title, that term, impure divan,